Welcome everybody to another episode of Me, Myself, and I'm Joey G, Bad Bussy, all the important things. I'm joined by one of the most gorgeous people I know, and genuinely, like, not even just like, oh, like she's gorgeous outside and into, but like her and I've been chatting from time to time when I see her out, and I'm like, I love them so much. Such a warm personality, always good to talk to. And then really pretty and talented on top of it. So we have Apollo joining the show.
Hello. Hey, everybody. I'm Apollo.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming. We've been planning this for a long time now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Maybe since like the fall. Like it's the end of winterish now. Like it's March now. So I want to say like October. I think we actually kind of like met.
Yeah, I think so. It was like October because my birthday was around that time. And so I remember
That's
going
right.
to Playhouse and we had the formal conversation. So yeah, it's been a minute, but here we are.
Here we are. We had a good convo at Playhouse.
It was great. That's why I was like, we have to do this. I think it'd be
like I was chatting and you're like, I'm apologizing if I'm like chatting too much. I'm like, you were talking to the right person. I'm completely sober and I'm here to just chat and like talk your ear off. So
because I wasn't.
Hey, whatever you're talking about, I was loving it. But yeah, I'm really happy to have you here. And I'm happy that you're a part of like Nightlife. You know, not even that I'm some ambassador, like I'm the one to claim that, but when I look at the places that I go out to and I see her there, I'm like, I'm glad you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I didn't even expect to really be doing nightlife in general. Kind of was unexpected. So, I mean, I moved here 2 years ago. And kind of my first year, my first summer, is when I started like dancing at, the Q Club and stuff like that. And so I got more integrated into the scene and stuff like that. And so I kind of just enjoyed the community aspect of like nightlife. There's some positives and there's some negatives sometimes to it being so, high energy and consistent going out and, drinking and blah, blah. But to me, there's such a huge communal aspect about it that I really enjoyed. And so I engaged myself more and got into, hosting. And now I'm like doing, even more queer things,
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to have this very big ass queer life and kind of owe it to like nightlife for opening that door, because who knows, I could have been doing some corporate thing where I'm miserable, which I mean I still do a little bit of corporate stuff, but like I'm not doing like consulting where I'm like working weekends
9 to 5
blah, blah.
cubicle.
Yeah I want more my life to be more enjoyable and more fun. So yeah.
I saw this one tweet today, or it was like a TikTok video or something, and they were like, make what you do during the weekdays so great that you don't use the weekends as an escape from your real life during the weekdays. And I was like, that's a really good point.
I don't know, but then the weekend's kind of like a present, like a gift you get to enjoy. And like, I feel like you should indulge yourself in the weekend,
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Did you come to New York with the goal of going into nightlife, or did you have other plans and then nightlife kind of came in?
No, not at all. So the gag is that, I was a dancer. I toured with the company for 6 years. And so I moved here to focus on that and to do Broadway. And, I got lots of gigs. I was going to be on a few productions, but I just realized I was like, you know what? I want to do like a little bit more than just, being on the stage and in the schedule. I think more so was the schedule because I graduated during, COVID. So like whenever I was like at the peak of like me beginning to be in my 20s, COVID kind of happened and I like didn't get to see anyone I knew for like 2 years. And so I was moving here with the, the expectation of doing that. But then I was like, I want to just have fun, and with the schedule that Broadway can be, it's really, really time consuming. And it's a lot of like, self-control with, just the scheduling as a dancer. And I don't know, I want to do a little bit more than just, working so hard. Kind of want to work smarter.
Yeah.
Not that working on Broadway is not working smarter.
No,
just
I
for
get what you
myself,
mean.
though. It's like, I don't want to like work too hard. I kind of just want things to be.
Yeah, it's like having your own
enjoyable.
autonomy over like your work, your life, how you feel about work and how you feel about your life, all that stuff, which like when you're working for something else could kind of be overwhelming after a while, especially something demanding like Broadway. Like I bet weeks after weeks you're just like, all I'm doing is just going from one place to another and I'm not, what am I doing? What was that?
And the vacations too. It's like you kind of hardly don't really get vacations like that. So I don't know.
So what was it that made you want to get into nightlife? Was it just like a few nights out where you were like, this is nice?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I was like, this is kind of nice. But like I met, my best friend Ahmad, we were both go-go dancing. And like I just met like a lot of essential people in my life that like opened lots of doors to nightlife. And that's definitely, navigating to my personal life where I meet these people outside the club, which is also important too, is I'm very lucky to have friends that I met in the club that I hang out outside of the club. So it's not just, how, people can say, oh,
Yes.
club friends. Because that is true. People have club friends and you have real life friends.
Exactly.
So,
It's the same thing as like your work friends or like your friends that you go to class with. Like when you could actually talk to those people outside the establishment that like you met them in, that's when you know that they're a real one. So who have been some of your like best club friends that like have made it outside the club? Yeah.
I'm sure most of y'all know, Saint Ahmad.
Love.
Nick, he goes by Phil Nick. Also, Sayonara, Mackenzie, Johnny, Keyshawn, Tyler, Jackson. A lot of people.
A lot of people, but that's good though.
Yeah, like I had this birthday like house event, so I had like a birthday like brunch thing because I didn't want to do like brunch tabs. I was like, there's a lot of you people that are gonna come. I don't want to split the tab, blah blah blah. So I was like, fuck it, we're gonna have a brunch at my house. Bring your own dishes.
That's
and my
cute.
house was like flooded. Like all the people that I met in the club, and I was gagged. So if I didn't list you on there, I'm sorry. I promise you, I'm thinking about you. But I was gagged. It was just like,
Yeah.
it was my first year here too. I first moved here. I really wasn't like in nightlife like that. I was still doing some stuff, but I guess just the connections that I made, it worked itself out to where, Jesus, my apartment, it was hot. We had to open the windows.
That's when you know you're having a good apartment soiree of like, oh shit, it's actually getting hot in here and it's, fall, it's October. Like, that's when you know you're having a good house party, gathering, Friendsgiving,
Yeah.
all of it.
But also, you remind me of something too, with going back to like Broadway and moving here and stuff like that. What also getting in nightlife, what I realized too was that, I love artistry. I love the creative aspect of, giving someone an experience. And so that kind of was what I used the template to navigating my own nightlife journey.
Yeah.
So I knew that, with not wanting to do Broadway anymore, there was still some kind of creative aspect I could put into nightlife where it's kind of still fulfilling that kind of creative part of myself.
Absolutely.
Because realistically, parties are experiences. And when you're creating a party, you're creating, you gotta have your hosts, your dancers, your music choices, certain moments where you want to have this song or this kind of music, or what do you want to integrate, visually. So there's so many creative aspects I realized, and I was like, oh, well, to me, I guess, it's easy to be creative. And so I was like, fuck it, let's just do that. So
that's the thing. It's like putting, like there's putting a Broadway show together. There's all the elements that go into that: script, score, scenes. Similar to nightlife too. You know what I mean? Just like you said, all the elements that go into it. Like that still kind of feeds like that creative spirit.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
I also be creative. That's kind of honestly how what I do in my life is just be as creative as possible.
Yeah. And I
So-
think now, like especially our generation, you're 25? Are we same age?
I mean, you're younger.
Oh, so I'm granny here. Okay, love it. Wow. But yeah, so we'll say our generation, like our generation of people, like I feel like we all don't want to be one thing. Whereas like our parents are, even people like a little bit older than us, like they all could have one thing that's in their bio or one name or like one position that's in their LinkedIn, for instance. Whereas like we kind of just want to do everything. Like this isn't all that I want to do. I want to do this, but I also want to do writing and then, nightlife too. Like we just are kind of like a generation of like multi-hyphenates in a way, which I really love about us.
No, I love, Gen Z, at some moments. But
Right,
I kind of
right.
call us like the Renaissance generation because we're so talented in so many things, like Renaissance children. Thanks, Beyonce.
Yes,
But
exactly.
like
Bless
for
her.
myself, I dance, act, sing. I write. I've written several books. I do a lot of influencing and stuff like that. It's just like different tasks and different talents that makes it fun and life worthwhile.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because it's like just keeping what you do diverse makes life worthwhile, which is what I realized. Like I was at the radio station I was working at, and that was cool, but it kind of became monotonous after a while, and I was just like, okay, like everything that I loved now just turned into kind of work in a way.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm realizing, I'm like, oh, nightlife could be work, podcasting could be work. Like you could get paid from anything.
Right.
As long as you're good at it, you love it, and you're professional and you're nice to people, you could get paid for anything you do. So why not try to do as many of those things as possible?
Hustling, baby, hustling.
That's
Getting them
really
checks.
what it is, honestly.
Yes.
And it's like, for me and like my own journey, like it's the whole hustle. Like it's worth the risk of inconsistency in a way, because I know I'm not inconsistent. if that
Same.
makes sense. You know what I mean? Whereas
Yeah.
like if we were to do like the 9 to 5 job thing, of course that comes with its like struggles and whatnot, but like, you know, everything is so guaranteed. Like you have your benefits, your vacation days, you know, you get paid bi-weekly, such and such. Whereas like when you're just kind of going from gig to next gig, there might be some weeks where it's a little rough than others, but I find it so much more fulfilling.
No, I feel
In a
that.
way.
I feel that too. And like I said, I work a 9 to 5 too. So you can imagine like working nightlife with those late nights and early mornings. It's a lot of like scheduling and like logistics of like, okay, I'm going to bed this time, gotta be up at this time. I can't do this
Yep.
and that. I can't, drink this much. And I can go out sometimes and be sober and socialize. That's another thing too.
Yeah.
That's totally okay to do. But that hustling kind of mentality too with the 9 to 5 can be a lot some days.
Yeah.
And it does leave you drained. I felt like that the other week. I was like, I'm so tired and so sad, and it's like, because my boyfriend's across the country and my best friend's over here in Miami for 3 weeks and I can't see
Damn.
anybody. So it's like that kind of exhaustion. It was like, yeah, I felt it,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
No.
I was like, damn.
It's normal. It
Where's
happens,
your boyfriend?
He's in San Francisco right now. San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh.
But he'll be back, when it's warmer. He's bi-coastal.
Oh, that's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be bi-coastal?
Yeah,
Girl,
hell yeah. Why not? I want multiple
Same.
houses. I want to have one here. I want to have one across the country. I mean,
Same.
LA. Yes. Why not? You can have it all.
Same. That's the thing. I think you and I are the same way, where it's like we just don't want to stay in one place for the whole time. Like, love New York. It's great and everything, but I don't want to be here the whole year.
Yeah, honey.
Weather, too.
It wasn't that bad of a winter this year, but when I moved 2 years ago, I moved here. It was like 24 inches, I think, right? It snowed that much. It was crazy, but it was super, super. It's been super, super cold years past. And I was like, bitch, how do people do it here all year round? Like, I get it why some girls leave in the winter. I get it,
Oh my gosh, I would so be that girl.
This winter actually wasn't that bad, surprisingly. It was pretty warm most weeks.
Yeah, today was really cute. I was going to grab coffee and I was just like, oh, all I need is this
Little
little
fantasy.
light jacket. Oh, it's so nice. See, I can't wait to go out and go clubbing when it's hot outside. I miss that. Like, I hate people that are like, I love winter. Like, you could dress so much better. I'm like, girl, you're just not dressing good enough.
Stop lying to yourself, bitch.
That's what I'm saying. They're like, I love wearing layers. I'm like, that's so boring. Like, summer is fun. You just wear nothing and you make it hot. We were just talking about that before we started filming. Like, go to Rainbow, grab something, cut some of it out, and there you go. There's your outfit for the night, and it's probably going to be hot. Like, I love that shit.
No, it's the best. It's the best. And New York in the summertime is like magical.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite
it's so
moments are like the
good.
simple ones where like, all the gays go to Central Park, on
Yes.
Sundays, and it's like in our bathing suits, kikiing or whatever. And just like
Yes.
simple, like just rooftops and pre-games before, like Thai tea and stuff like that. I remember doing that 2 years ago when I first moved, was those pre-games on the rooftops. And it was great, just existing and seeing the city in the background.
That's what it is. It's like those weekends where it's like Friday's the going out weekend for sure. Or like Friday's the going out night.
Well,
And then
Thursday even. Thursday is Gay Friday. Thursday
See,
is
I
Gay
need to,
Friday.
now I'm just now getting, I mean, I'm going out tonight. Like, I'm literally just now getting back into Thursdays because when I was in morning radio, like, it was not, like, in my cards at all to be going out on a Thursday. Whereas
Morning,
now I'm
yeah.
starting to experience it. Oh, my gosh. It's so great. But I love those weekends. And then Sunday's, like, the recovery day where, like, you go to brunch or something. Or, you have the park day. Everyone's, like, half
dance,
alive. Right, exactly. People are like half alive or not, but it's like we still made it to the park nonetheless. Maybe some of us are hungover. It's completely fine. It's about the fantasy. It's about being with each other. That's so fun.
Yeah, community. Like I said earlier,
Yes.
community. It's the best part about it.
Yeah, it just feels so endless in the summer. That's what I love better. Whereas like winter, like you leave the club like at 3:34 and you're like, no after. It's time to go home.
Right, girl. Cut the afters. I learned,
Yeah.
how to keep going out so much is to cut the afters, bitch. Like, don't do the afters.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I love an afters, but like, I need to know that it's gonna be fun. Like, I don't want to waste my time. Like, taking a few stops on the train farther where my house is to go, and then you pull up something and you're just like. Like, have you ever been to like a shitty afters and you're just like?
I have. And I have a PSA too. If you go to an afters as a guest, please bring something. Because,
Yeah, absolutely.
Girls, if you go in the afters, I'm like, girl, with no drinks, no White Claws, just sitting there looking at each other. I said, so what are we doing?
Yeah, that's not ladylike.
And if I'm hosting, I'm not bringing nothing. No, girl, I'm hosting the afters.
I'm giving y'all my space, my home for you to frequent. Like, bring something.
Yes. So bring something.
Yeah, I love an afters. I miss house parties, though, I will say. Like, house parties are fun. Like, apartment parties are a good time. Like, whenever people throw, like, birthday parties, you get, like, the little invite link, and it's their house. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you're about to have a good fucking time.
Yes.
I love apartment parties.
They're the best. They're literally the best. Like, me and Mom were talking. We were like, okay. He was hoping it would snow, and I was like, please don't snow. But he's like, oh my God, if it snows, we can have like a little house party. And I was like, honestly, house parties give when you have like your close circle, snowed in.
Snow. That's a really good idea, and that's a cute theme for a party too. Just like snowed in, everybody comes in like their winter, like furry realness. That would be hot.
Honestly, you watch a movie or whatever, like have a big like movie night or something. Maybe next winter because it's almost it's spring now.
Yeah, now we're going outside. Yeah, house parties. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah,
but
don't know about no winter parties or movie nights anytime soon. So
yeah, I love
maybe
house
next
party.
winter.
There's like a certain type of like chaos in a way that like filters through the air when it's a house party, or at least that's the ones that I've been to. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe people feel safer to be themselves or kind of act out a little bit because they're indoors or not in like an actual establishment. Granted, I still behave myself like a lady wherever I go because
me as well.
Exactly, demure and composed ladies, but like there's just something fun about a house party that I love. I really love a house party. Coming soon then.
Yes.
The Bad Bussy House Party Summer Experience.
I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
I would love to. And honestly, even when the apartments are small, that makes it fun because everybody has to interact with each other. Of course, not a 4x4. I don't want to be partying in your bathroom. But like when it's a tight little apartment, there's just enough room. That's fun. And that's the best place to meet guys too. At least in my experience. Yeah, because
in your experience, bitch.
I mean, granted, I haven't bagged any of them, but like, it worked at a certain point. At a certain point in life, it birthed great situationships.
Yes, yeah.
The little like bump into, an oomphy at the party, and you're like, wait, do we? Yeah, that whole thing. And then, next week you're fucking or something. That's my fantasy. But
no, I met some great guys on Fire Island, actually. Too. That's where I met my boyfriend.
Really?
Yeah. It was at the underwear party. I was go-go dancing my first summer here.
Aww.
And I saw him across the room and I was like, oh my God, you're so handsome. At the time, though, he had a boyfriend. That was a gag. But, here we are,
Interesting.
Year and a half, later.
So then who reached back out to who? Who rekindled?
We just stayed connected for a long time and we hung out,
And when you found out, you're like, let's get to business, girls.
Well, I can go on and on about the actual story, but it was kind of unexpected. I didn't really expect to be dating anybody at the moment. But I just told him how I felt, and here we are.
That's really cute.
I won't go in detail yet, but
save it for the memoir.
Yeah,
the memoir, the Apollo documentary, all of it.
Yeah.
I love that. How do you feel about like having a relationship in the city, especially in the spaces that we frequent and whatnot? Because there's so many different types of like relationship styles now too. There's like open relationships, and that's a whole other spectrum. Like some are like half open, some are not.
Yeah, well, to each his own with this statement, but
exactly,
there's like sayings where you have to love yourself first before you get into relationships. That is, it depends on the person, but for myself, I wanted to understand my emotional intelligence, my emotional needs, what aspects of myself that I could grow emotionally, physically, mentally, all those aspects. And so I spent time when I first moved here with like being like, okay, let me just read some books, study, what do I like, what do I not like, am I into open, am I not into open, what are certain behaviors that I think are cool or not cool. So I knew those about myself before I even started dating guys. And so there was a lot of guys I went out with that I knew didn't have very good emotional intelligence. And so I didn't want to be someone's experiment or deal with a lot of like arguments. And I had experiences with guys where they didn't know themselves and they would say mean things to me. And it was like, I didn't want to experience that. And so I know when I met my boyfriend, he knew a lot about himself emotionally as well. So it kind of just clicked. We had conversations, about, all about, what's that Bell Hooks book, All About Love?
Yeah.
We read that together and we talked about it.
Oh, that's like so cute. Wait, a couple reading club? Wait, that's really cute.
Yeah.
That's really
He
cute.
reads a lot too. He actually inspires me to read a lot, which I did not do a lot.
Yeah, I'm not that girl for...
Reading, you have to relearn how to do it. When you don't do it for a long time. I haven't really read a lot of books since college. And that wasn't too long ago. But, it's a lot of retraining.
Yeah, I just get distracted.
This thing right here.
See, it's that, but I'm also like, I'll be on the first line and then somehow I ended up on the 12th line of the page and I'm like, wait, I feel like I missed something. and my eyes are just skipping and going all over the place. Who knows? Maybe it's some type of undiagnosed shit. But
Girl.
like all of us, honestly, at this point.
Right, at this point, child. Everyone got something.
No, genuinely. Even going out and stuff like that. Like I was at, where is it? $3 bill for Julie J's stand-up NYC.
So good. I'm so sad I missed it. But that is incredible that she did that.
It was legendary.
Shout out. Like, I saw that it was being put together. Shout out, right. Gave. I saw the videos. It's just incredible. I saw her do her performance at Bushwig, and she had on this, like, black and white costume, and she was doing, like, Michael Jackson. It was so good. So mad props.
I love Julie. That whole night was so legendary. Like, even after I pulled her aside, I was like, you've always been a legend in my heart, but like, this shit made you a fucking legend. Like, you did that shit. And she's just like, I need a moment. But even at that, I was so, like, there were so many people where I was like, where do I put, like, my head, and like, how do I, like, assimilate to my environment and whatnot? But that's a whole undiagnosed ADD rant that I'm about to go on that I need to save for the memoir.
Yeah.
But
that's the big thing. That's the big thing about, being queer in New York City is, like, it is such a communal, or it's such a community. Like, there's nowhere else like it, to be honest. And that's why I'm like, New York, I love New York so much, and I see myself being here for a really, really long time. And, you think about other cities like LA or, like, DC or Miami, like, there just isn't anything like this.
Yeah, I agree. Are you an LA girl?
No, I'm not really. I like San Francisco.
San Francisco looks so cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's not as big as New York at all. Like I said, we're still spoiled here in New York in so many aspects. I know we have the shitty rent and small apartments, but that all evens out when you're outside of it doing X, Y, Z.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, San Francisco is heat up. I could totally see myself buying a house there and, like, just going back and forth. But that rent's expensive too. It's like, when will the rent go down, honey? Like,
Never.
Joe Biden, waiting on you.
Wake up, do something. But
something. Yeah,
that's the thing. LA, I've never been, so I don't want to judge it yet, but like, it just never, I don't think I'll be the right fit for LA. No. Which is cool, because that means it's for somebody. That somebody just is not me.
No, it is. There's some aspect about it, and sorry, LA gays, if you're listening to this, it doesn't feel like authentic to me. It feels like, forced. And that's just my own personal experience with my interactions with people. I'm totally down to have my opinion changed. But, that's what I enjoy about being here. It's so different. And, like, the drag is so widespread with different ways of doing it. You have your comedy queens, you have your look queens, your fashion girls. Like, it's just so much, or so many options here with
that's
people, too.
Exactly. New York is such a, like, nuanced city. I feel like it all kind of brings us together. Like, all the shit that you're naming that people, like, hate about New York, like the fucking, like, trains, the rats, like the expensive rent, and, like, in a way that all kind of brings us together, because we've all been through the same shit. Not the rats, leave them out of this.
Yeah,
but
please,
it's like,
please,
we don't need them. But, like, it's like if we run into each other at the club, like, we probably had the same day that involved, like, waiting hella long for the train. It was hot in the subway, like, just all the shit that people that live here deal with on the daily. So I don't know, bring some type of, like, kinship in a way. And
but also LA has the traffic too. Sorry, LA has the traffic, and
I can't.
Atlanta does too. Sorry if I cut you off.
Oh, no, you're fine. No, DC does too. I'm from DC originally, and DC traffic, every time I get back, it gets worse and worse and worse, and I'm just like, okay.
And the gas money too. You have gas, you have cars. Like, that's the thing about, like, people say about, anywhere else. I'm like, girl, you have, like, car insurance, car payments, you have, gas,
girl,
and that's times 4, or times 5. Yes, car insurance is expensive.
Crazy. Oh, I know. I lived in Miami. I went to school in Miami, and I had a car down there. Bad decision. I mean, I had no other choice, but, like, that shit was so expensive for no reason. Like,
and
I never want to
getting
spend
the same
that.
prices here too.
That's the thing. I never want to spend that type of money again. But back to go-go dancing.
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? Like, I know you said, like, you've had, like, a performing background, but, like, what was your first go-go gig? And, like, how does, like, for people that are listening that want to get involved, it's like, do you literally go to a club and be like, do y'all have open nights? Like, how does that work, and how did it work in your favor, in your story?
Yeah, no, I just reached out. I had a friend that I met. I'm not sure who put me on, but it was someone that I met in Fire Island. But they told me to talk to, Xavier Blanco,
Love.
shout out, NYC Dominicano. Yeah, he put me on and got me the gig, and, the rest was history. I wanted to be in a space and kind of be, like, sexually expressive. I've always enjoyed, being liberated with my body and having fun. And, because growing up in the South, I never experienced something like this. It's kind of a gag that I did end up doing go-go dancing, because put it on Instagram, I'm sure my friends at home were like, "Oh my God, he's gone off the deep end. He's a slut.
He's a stripper." And it's like, even if you were a stripper,
but stripping and go-go dancing are two different things. Just in my
exactly, and we still love stripping.
Yes, we support it, baby. But so yeah, I just want to be somewhere, my ass hanging out, jiggle a little jiggle, being in a club with hot, sweaty men, I'm gay. I'm
no, that's the thing. Like, we're here, we might as fucking well.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
I was single too. So I was like, let's give it, baby. Let's go, girl.
And in the summer too, no rules, baby.
No rules. And I came at a really big time because that was after the COVID started kind of ending. A lot of clubs opened up, and like I said, a few clubs opened up. Hushers knew a few months later. A lot of new spaces were opening.
That was the
time.
So
it was like, woo, packed boots.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I met a lot of good connections throughout that stuff. So yeah, if you want to get into it, just reach out to your local bars and clubs and say, hey, I'm interested, and just have a conversation. That's a lot of things too. Is like, you should just ask sometimes.
Yep. The worst you could get is a no.
Yeah, just ask. I mean, that's how a lot of people get gigs and celebrities do things. They just ask. I mean, think about most of these collaborations that are coming out now was a simple conversation where, you say, hey, let's do this song together.
Exactly.
Boom.
Most of these girls have their booking emails in their Instagrams and stuff like that anyways, or just DM them.
Yeah.
Ask them, chow them in person.
Yeah, the whole shy, I'm gonna wait for them to ask me. It's like, well, bitch, XYZ has 1,000 things going on in their lives. I know for myself, I'm 9 to 5. This podcast, gotta go this birthday party, this thing,
this exactly.
So it's like, I'm not thinking about this one individual person. There's 11 million in this city. I'm that girl.
Exactly. And that's nothing personal towards them, but that just means you have so much going on in your own life, where some people take that personal and let that affect them and their success. And it's like, no, diva.
Help me out.
And reach
girl.
out.
Help me. I'm like, shit. Just ask.
Exactly.
And the business can be so exhausting sometimes too. I know we just talked about that earlier, but woo, there's some thrill in it. The next thing, grab a little purse, hop on the train, Uber to this place, dysfunction, So there's some fun in that.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
What's been your favorite night out that you could remember so far being in New York, or at least some of your most memorable few?
Try to think. I have so many parties that I like, but the ones that I really get into are the warehouse parties in Brooklyn.
Okay, yeah.
When it's just me and some fucking starter shorts or Nike shorts, shirt off, just whatever, just giving it. And it's everyone's just chilling, girls in bikini tops, it's a whole vibe. It's mixed. And I went to this one rave. What was it called? Oh, it starts with an M. I forgot it. But it's in Brooklyn. It was a great time. And also I love Horse Meat Disco as well, which, is this weekend. I'm hosting that on Saturday.
I still need to go. I've never been.
Oh, I love it so
need
much.
to.
I love it so much. But that's another great experience too. It's just in a warehouse, dancing to some nostalgic music, which I just love vintage shit. I love just disco and the history behind it. I was playing Sylvester today, You Make Me Feel, which is iconic, but it's just so much community with the way music brings us together in the city. So those parties especially have been such a good experience and my favorite times. So warehouse parties over any bars most of the time.
Have you been to Basement?
Oh yes, I love it.
Basement is fun. I went for the first time last weekend.
Which night? Which party was it?
I'm trying to remember which one it is. Let me find it in my phone.
Basically, has been kind of exposed though with TikTok.
Has it really? Oh no, they've gotten a hold of it.
God, I know. I'm so sad about it. Hopefully it feeds out. But there's people who just go in there. They're black leather jackets with their sunglasses on, just standing there awkwardly. And Basement is a very liberated place and very liberated. It's very large, a lot of cracks and crevices, and it's a great experience.
Lots
for
of
anybody.
crack.
It's not just about gays. It's just about being liberated. And so, if you go there with your fake leather jacket, with your
Chelsea boots.
I'm like, girl, go home.
Yeah. And if so, shut it off. Check that code, and even though you'll be in the line till 5 a.m. waiting for it, but nonetheless, let loose. This is that type of place.
It's not about being on TikTok. I love and hate TikTok for these reasons because there's been so many incredible spaces that have been kind of ruined in a sense because everyone knows about it. So there's some enjoyment with things being shh.
Yeah, I agree. I loved Basement. It was also this party, too.
Ooh, I haven't been to this one.
This one was cute. I'm trying to remember who's on the lineup.
I've heard of Mike Cerrito, but I haven't heard of
it. Was
791. Yeah, it gets pretty big. Yeah, it's very ravey and dark lights and just fun.
I loved it. And that's the thing. Like, for me, musically, like, I dance too, and I like something that I can genuinely, like, dance to, not just, like, mindlessly, like, bop to. And so I was like, okay, how's the music gonna be? Like, I wanted to be like a music nerd about it and be like, how's it gonna be? But then I
Right.
got there, and first of all, there's so many different rooms, so you're gonna find something that you like regardless. And like what you said, where it's just like lights down, everyone just kind of goes there, and you feel this sense of comfortability because no one's necessarily paying attention to the next person unless if it's like their friend or maybe like they want to talk to somebody. It's always a good thing, if anything. There's never really any bad interactions there because people are just there to kind of like let out whatever steam they needed to, and that's just by dancing. That's what I got instantly in the first 5 minutes I was there. Once I got to the floor, I'm like, people are just fucking dancing. No phones, no nothing. I loved
the
it.
no phones part is the best part.
I love
No
it.
phones.
Like, I hate when I see like the phone glare of somebody's screen like in the club because I'm like, why? Especially if a good song is on too. I'm
Not
like,
in the
why are we
moment.
doing that? You know?
And if it's like a quick text, I get it. But like, you know,
Right.
there's some people who like will be posting stories or like when I'm like dancing, like videotape me, and it's like, come on now, like just be in the moment, you know.
Yeah.
We went through a whole two years in the house.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm never like, I mean, shout out to everybody, but like when people do like the pull the phone out at the club, like it's fine, you know, once or twice or whatever, like, you know, make sure you get your friends like cute outfit on your story and everything. But like there's those people, and you know those people that are like
nonstop.
chronic like story uploads from the club, flashes on, all you could see is the
Flash,
fucking smoke.
oh my god, that is the worst, girl. The flash when you're like dancing or when you go dancing sometimes
Yes.
too, and it's like literally someone's flashes on you, and I'm like, I feel like I'm being like weird, like I don't know.
It's like a very unflattering spotlight because you look good under any light, but it's like that flash is just like you just
What
see the
washes you out,
smoke.
girl?
Exactly. And it, especially see like the fucking like steam and everything. I'm like, it just looks stinky and gross in here, which like it probably is in some corners of this place. But like, I don't want that in my fucking video of me twirling and dancing because I probably smell amazing.
But then what you do with the video though? That's the thing about how I feel about it. Is I'm like, what are you doing with it? Because I'm like, if it's a me on the pole, I'm like, what are you doing with the video, girl? Like,
Yeah, just watch and experience it for you. Like screen record in your head, baby. Like not actually record it.
yeah. Because like, how many times do you go back and watch those videos when you record in the club? Hardly ever.
Ever.
So there's no point.
Ever. Unless if like somebody's like performing or it's like a spectacle or something major happening. But other than that, like it's just people dancing. I'm like, all right, girl, like you could just replay that memory in your head, babe.
Yeah, that's the one thing about our generation. I wish it's just more in the moment.
Yeah.
More in the moment. I love how much technology has advanced, and you have TikTok, and it has, you know, opened up some, you know, doors for people.
Yeah.
But I just want to be in the moment. And
Same.
I don't know. And that's kind of a 50-50 feeling because I do see, you know, people being more in the moment post-COVID. But yeah, just the no phones thing is just, please, no phones.
Yeah. It's just like there's so much going on. Like, how do you have the time to just like
Literally.
scroll? Like you said, like a quick text, whatever, a quick like poster picture, cute, fine, whatever. But I'm like, girl, I came out because I want to be out. I don't want to be on my phone. Like, to me, my phone means work now at this point. So if I'm on
Yeah.
my phone, it has to do with work. I'm at basement. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to think about my phone.
True. That's the gag too. Is
You
that
know?
that's how everyone feels too. I've never seen people be out this much ever before.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, because post COVID and stuff like that, you know,
Right.
people want to go out and have fun, and so that's the vibe. People want to let loose from work, and like Beyonce said, I'm gonna quit my job. Like,
Yep. Release your job, all that.
release your job, you know.
I really listened to her, and I released myself from my job, and I'm like, oh, yeah.
On that verge.
And then she announced the Renaissance tickets, and I'm just like, oh, okay, maybe I should have thought about this a few times before I released my job, but
Right. When girl, the visuals. We're waiting, baby.
We're
It's fine. I'll be
still-
patient. I'll be patient. You know, good things come to those who wait.
yeah, I know she has something under her sleeve. She always does.
Yeah.
Like, she's just not doing, like, she's not releasing it for no reason.
But I
You
think
know?
it's just to stay relevant, to keep us on our toes. Because, like, well, I feel like my thesis is that when the tour gets here, it's going to drop either, like, a month before the first tour night it'll drop. Just because, like, it'll keep the album relevant
Yeah.
for, you know, a long time. Because, you know, it came out last year on July 29th. And if she had dropped the visuals any later, you know, in December, then it eventually people would be like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
kind of forget about it. It's kind of a marketing strategy, I feel like.
Yeah,
because
I
then
agree.
it's like you're waiting till the last second drop, you stay relevant until really the rest of the year with the tour. So
You know, it'd be really cute. I just thought of this concept. Like, if she doesn't have any opening acts planned, she should screen the visuals every night as the opening act. Because then people are also getting in their seats earlier because they want to see the visuals, especially like on big projectors. Like you make it a moment. It's almost like a viewing party for the visuals. It pre-games you while you're there. So then when 9 o'clock hits and Beyonce's coming on stage, you're like, oh, I'm fucking ready to see this shit now.
I'm ready for these visuals. And I that would make sense, but also I feel like it'll be a film. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Maybe in theaters or HBO. I don't know. Like,
ooh, oh my God,
like
going to the theaters to see a Beyonce.
Hell yes.
Oh my God, that would be so good.
I mean, well, either that or like, you know, probably like HBO or a streaming service, you know, would do that.
That would be hot. I would love a theater moment.
Probably streaming, because like everything is streaming now, you know, with money.
I want Beyonce at the box office, so that's a really good idea of yours.
We never know. We'll see.
That would be hot. She's crashed everything else. The internet, Ticketmaster, box office next.
Yes.
That would be
Ticketmaster.
really
That's
hot.
another strange thing that's going on. And why this? I love Beyonce, and I know they were expensive ass tickets, but like there's so many tours happening this summer, and everyone's tickets are so expensive, and those fees are the craziest part. Because it's like, okay, this ticket's $250, fees $350, you know, like.
And $250 for what kind of seat? Because a lot of these shows I'm looking at, they're like, okay, nosebleed starting at $250. I'm like,
oh my God,
shouldn't the comma be between the 2 and the 5, not at the end? Like that's a little too much for this. Ticketmaster has been a mess this year.
That investigation, we'll see.
I hope the Swifties sue them down.
Because I don't know, it's crazy why it costs that much. Like when I saw even when I saw Dua Lipa in, was it last year?
Where'd you see her at?
I saw her at MSG, but that was like $300, and I had nosebleeds. I had no idea. I couldn't see
What?
it. Yes, my friend bought it, so I didn't even know. But it's like $300
for nosebleeds.
Yeah.
And like we love Dua. I saw that show too. She was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But 300? That's
Yeah.
crazy. And they'll be like resale. I'm like, who's the reseller? I would like to have a word with them because I don't know who this is. Like, because Ticketmaster is posting. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, is it you all just bringing these prices up for no reason? That Dua show was great.
Yeah, no, the outfit's great. The Mugler bodysuit that she had, the glittery one.
The Mugler one at the end. Oh my gosh, that was everything.
Everything. You know, I thought of too a second ago was, have you seen Swarm?
Why was I gonna ask you about that?
Yes,
I was watching
the whole
last
ticket
night.
thing. You know, the whole tickets. Yeah.
Wait, that's so funny. I was watching that last night, and then I was thinking about the interviews that I'm recording for today, and I was like, for some reason, I was like, I want to ask a Paul about Swarm. That is so funny that you say that.
No, I'm obsessed.
I
like,
love it.
Yeah,
I love
such like a hilarious kind of like crazy play on like, you know, fandoms.
Yes.
Which I'm a little annoyed that they chose like Beyonce is like, you know like Swarm, Beehive, because I don't think Beehive is that crazy.
No.
But maybe the Swifties or maybe, you know, the Ariana-nators. Which I am one of them, but
same.
Like, I can never say it.
That's such a horrible name. I'm like, girl, you're too
Ariana-nators?
singing for that.
Yeah.
Arianators?
The grenades.
The grenades.
I don't even know.
The Grande Grenades. It sounds like a sports team, like a shit college sports
Ariana-nators.
team.
Rihanna Navy. That makes sense.
Navy's hot, yeah.
Yeah.
Monsters, Gaga. Kesha was Animals.
The animals. Yeah. We'll come back to it one day.
The Spice Cabinets too for, you know, Mother Ice Spice herself.
Spice Cabinet. Are you serious? Period.
She also calls them Munches too.
Munches, yeah, the
which
Munchkins.
is cute. Yeah.
I live
yeah,
for
yeah.
that. I live for Ice Spice. I'm living for that. Her success.
I love her. Yeah. She's fun. She sounds like a girl that like we would bump into at one of the clubs
yeah,
here.
literally. Yeah.
And like she would just be there, just like
with the gays and the girls, you know, giving it, bitch. Okay?
exactly,
Not giving a
exactly.
fuck.
Not giving a fuck. And like you just like exchange a few words with her and just be like, I like her.
Yeah.
I love those people like that. Her and Pink Panthers are the two types of girls I'm like,
Ooh,
yeah.
I would hang out with Pink Panthers too. She's so
fun.
much fun. Yes.
She's fun, and for them to. That's the thing. She's pretty. Did you see that one video of her performing? I think it was at this gig that people were saying apparently she got paid like $250 for, and she's up there with her purse over her shoulder, lip syncing, just like, and she's holding the mic out to the crowd, and the track is still playing, and she's like, I'm like, exactly. She got paid already. They weren't paying you enough. Take what you can and leave.
Right. I honestly get a little check and go.
Exactly.
Yeah, $250 for Pink Panthers with a whole song that's like in the top 10.
That's what I'm saying. It's fully about to be #1 billboards everywhere.
Yeah.
How can you not? Did you see that billboard, by the way?
I did not.
You know what I'm talking about? The one for Boys a Liar.
Yeah, I know the song Boys Life Part 2.
They have this
Oh,
billboard for
it's in Bushwick, right?
Yes.
I saw a picture of it. Gag. That is so good.
And it's on the corner of where the Popeyes and Dunkin' Donuts
I gotta walk. Okay, I gotta walk over
capital of Bushwick is.
there. Yeah.
That they need to keep that.
Please.
They need to keep that and make that like the landmark capital of
The capital
Bushwick.
of Bushwick.
Yeah, just keep it there. Shit, even for Christmas, like decorate it. Give Ice Spice and Pink Panthers a little like Christmas number. Just keep it around, like the way they decorate like national monuments and shit like that around holidays and stuff like that. New York City Council.
All right. All right, Ice Spice and Pink Panthers. If you want to hang out with me and Bad Bussy, please reach out.
Please. You never know.
Let's go. I'm putting in the universe. Let's hang out.
Please, hey, if you need a show to come to, also.
That's right. It's
Plenty of
manifested.
room on this couch too. Plenty.
Right here.
Oh, that would be so hot. A lot of pretty people in one room at the same time. It truly would be.
Right. Good vibes. It's good vibes.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Truly. Speaking of like not good vibes, how do you handle people that you don't like working in nightlife? I knew I wanted to ask you that.
No, that's a
before.
great conversation because, you know,
I'd like to have that
realistically, as human beings, we're not meant to be liked or like everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always learned about practicing grace, you know, not really. You know, people have different reasons why they are who they are. So trying to understand that allows myself, you know, with certain social interactions, just to be gentle and understanding, you know, just be like, hi, how you doing? And move on. You know, I stay in my pot of friends and kick it with those good vibes. But I don't know. I don't really waste my time trying to focus on negative energy because it just creates more of a problem. And I don't want to have to worry about that. It's like, if you're not feeling me, I'll kick it somewhere else. It's fine.
Exactly.
You know? You don't have to be friends with everybody. You really
Genuinely.
don't. And that's the thing. I think maybe that's why I've been able to navigate the space a little bit more easier is, you know, it's hard trying to be friends with everyone because not everyone has the best interests or your best interests.
Yep.
And so it's just sometimes you have to be cordial. I mean, do you think celebrities are all friends with each other? No.
They know the difference between like, okay, this is like a work friend and then these are my actual friends I came here with, you know.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've always had that kind of mindset, you know, whether, you know, I mean, I'm not a celebrity, obviously, but you know, it's just practicing grace and be respectful. You know, it's still kind of a workplace for me. So just creating good relationships, even when they're like not, you know, the healthiest.
Yeah, I like that way to think about it. I'm the same way where it's just like, okay, first of all, like if you don't like whoever, all right, it's not necessarily your problem. You know, I think Azealia Banks said it. She was like, any problem you have with me is not my problem.
No problem.
That's
Okay.
your problem.
Iconic. Yeah.
Mother, truly iconic moment. But like, that's the tea of it. It's not need to be like cunty about it, but it's just like, oh, okay. You don't like me or you don't like one of my friends. Okay. I hope you resolve that if you feel the need to within yourself, but like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, you have your friends, you have the people that you know.
No, true. I mean,
You know,
and you
that's
know,
what matters.
I and my friends, you know, some of the new girls, is we came into the scene on kind of like, you know, the coming back or the renaissance of it.
Yeah.
So things were a lot different before, you know, in the past, before, you know, COVID and stuff like that. And I think people were a little bit more, you know, meaner and being kind of cunty was, you know, the vibe. And I've heard about a lot of stories, like a lot of horror stories. But I've been very lucky, you know, with myself and a lot of my friends to, you know, have more good experiences than bad. You know, I haven't really been around a lot of people I don't like or don't like me. And if you don't like me, I mean, give it. But, you know, I wouldn't know. But, you know, I've been very lucky to have a lot of positive relationships that have, you know, benefited and gone into my personal life. So, yeah, I haven't really had too many bad experiences.
That's good.
But also, it's also hard when you're in the club and people are, you know, drunk and fucked up. And that's why it's important, you know, if you do have an interest in being friends, you know, hanging out outside the club is super important.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you never know how that could go in the long run. But I try to give people that understanding of like, okay, you know, maybe they're a little fucked up and they're feeling themselves and then maybe they did a little bump or something and, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know how, you know, detail I should go on the show. But, you know,
Right.
it's just trying to understand that, give them some grace and be like, all right, I'll see you a different time.
Yeah, because
You know?
sometimes these environments too are so overstimulating where like somebody will agree and you're just like, hey, or at least it's happened to me where I've been like so frazzled and I'll try my best to be like present with that person. It's never anything against the person. I'm literally just like trying to bring myself down and ground myself and not disassociate into the oblivion. And most times I'll catch up with that person later and be like, hey girl, sorry I didn't get a chance to like actually catch up with you. Sorry, we just walked in, I needed a Red Bull. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
How are you?
Right.
Like being nice to people is what you want in these spaces, which I like that you're in charge of curating these spaces now.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, because
yeah.
that's what you want in a party. That's what you want in our community. That's what you want in environments. Not just about like going and being pretty and like having the cuntiest outfit. It's like, no, it's like this, like what you said, and we've talked about a lot during our talk. It's like, it really is all about community in a way. So it's like, for people that are in charge of these things, it's really up to them to make and establish that environment. You know, like Julie did amazing that, for instance, like with her stand-up NYC event, like there was not like a single drop of like toxicity or weird clickiness in the air, and that's because it was all, that event was made out of love and out of good intention and
just
genuine
out
energy.
of love, you know. So
you know,
and also too, I realized as well, you know, in my day job too, I work in mental health. So that has been,
really?
that's been such an incredible benefit since moving here.
That's
and
so cool.
And navigating, you know, nightlife, because it can be kind of hard on you mentally when you're trying. It's a lot of social interaction.
Yes.
And I'm an extroverted introvert, you know, or an ambivert.
I'm the
which
same
is like
way.
the right word, which I can have a moment, be by myself for a little bit and, you know, be alone, but I can also thrive off being around people for a long time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've been very lucky with that, you know, and been understanding, you know, how to work with people and understand where they're coming from, or how to navigate certain toxic conversations and be honest about, well, not really interested in, you know, doing this, so I kind of want to go. So like, just being honest.
No,
you know?
exactly. It's like, it's nothing against anyone. It's like, I need to recharge. Like, or, you know, everybody has their own social meter and social timer. Like, we have that one friend that wants to Irish exit every night. Go ahead, girl. That's probably you.
I'm guilty. don't hate on it. It's hard.
Oh no,
it's
I
so
love
hard.
it.
It's so hard.
I mean, sometimes you don't have time to say goodbye to everybody. As long as you text everybody and keep find your friends on, hey, we'll see you tomorrow, sister.
No, it really is hard. And Irish exiting has really saved my life a lot of the times, because if I told everyone goodbye, I would not end up making out the door.
That's exactly what happened.
Like, I love my girls. I got you, but I gotta go.
Yep, that is exactly what's happened to me. I used to be the Irish exit girl, and now I'm like, I'm gonna say bye to everybody. But it's
now
like,
I'm doing better. I'm like, I'm gonna say bye this time.
But it's so hard, because then that adds at least half an hour extra onto leaving, because then you run into somebody you didn't see, and then you have the whole conversation, and or at least that's what happened in my experience. I'm terrible at that. I need to like get better.
No, but my fear is that I don't like kill the vibe, because I just notice whenever I like leave sometimes, or like it just takes one person to like start the domino effect, and it's like, all right, time to go. It's like,
oh my gosh, and it's like you'll be in the middle of everything,
like living it. Someone's like gone. Like,
yes.
Like, well, I guess it's time to go.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst question to have to ask when it's like maybe like 2:30, like peak nighttime. I feel, and you see your friend like exit from the floor, and you're like, maybe they're grabbing a drink, and they're like, you're like outside to smoke, and they're like, no, I'm gonna go, and like home.
But 2:30 is early, girl. Who going home at 2:30? You?
Not me. Not me. Especially this era that I'm in.
Peak. Right.
Especially this era that I'm in.
Bad pussy era.
Oh my gosh.
I'm in mine too, girl. My bad pussy era.
It's wow, your bad pussy era. That brings so much joy to my
Let's
ears.
give it.
Like, let's stay here till the lights come on. Like, most times I go to Rosemont, I'm there till 4:30.
Oh, that's
Why
a key.
not?
Rosemont's a key, bitch.
Rosemont is so fun. Like, yes, TikTok has like kind of filtered their way through it, but like, girl, I don't fucking care.
Really? TikTok's really?
I feel like that's the place that I first heard about
Oh, wow.
TikTok kind of touching in a way. Like, it was just like these straight white girls just being like, if you need a fun place in Brooklyn to go to, the Rosemont is this fun gay club, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh no. So like a few times on Friday nights post-pandemic, the crowds there would be looking a little hetero, which is fine because we do love everybody and we welcome everybody. All we ask is just to be mindful.
That's a topic we need to start having as well. It's like community.
You know?
It's like we can be inclusive 100%. But in a way, and it might sound crazy, but hear me out, but there's sometimes where like so much, you know, inclusivity is kind of like ruin the sacredness of certain spaces. And like you have, you know, those drunk straights that might come in and it kills the vibe, and you're at, you know, basement or something, you're at these, you know, queer like parties that are meant to be liberated and sexually liberated, and it's like you have that one, you know, girl in her little, you know, little Miu Miu bag and, you know, little pants and boots just sitting in the corner while men are, you know, doing XYZ. And I don't know, it's like,
join the fun, girl.
Yeah, I mean, honey, baby, if you're a straight person, give it. Go in the corner and give it. I want to see everyone do it.
That's what I'm saying. Your outfit is serving, but I need to see you bring it. Like, bring your energy. Be a human. Yes, to your point.
No, you know, I mean, yeah, it's just, everyone's always welcome. It's just,
Yes.
I think at a point right now with a a lot of the queer spaces, you know, with it being a renaissance of clubbing and gay clubbing, you know, some of the sacredness has been kind of taken advantage of. So not being exclusive, but, you know, in a way, this has been taken advantage of. So just bringing back, you know, the importance of why these spaces exist. Because realistically, you know, there aren't a lot of queer spaces in New York City or really in a lot of America.
Yeah.
I know New York City has a lot of spaces, but some have closed, a lot have closed, actually. And so it's kind of our job to make sure these spaces stay open, because where are we going to go? I know there's been some arguments of people saying, oh, you know, well, you know, straight clubs, you know, more gays are going to straight clubs. I don't know who is doing that, but I will say from my experience when I have gone, it is a completely different experience than going to a gay place, a gay club with your people that are like you. Like, it's important.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not going to a straight club.
No, and it's like, also like, you know, straight bouncers are sometimes aggressive or don't know how to handle queer people, and that's another discussion as well. And it's just different kinds of understanding. And
We'll
so
talk about it.
yeah, talk about the bouncers. And yeah, that's a discussion, because some straight bouncers don't know how to handle queer people. They're very handsy, and they might say some things, and they don't know how to deal with, you know, some of the looks. Because I've had friends that not getting to straight clubs wearing crop tops.
That's
So it's like, that's I'm saying, it's like these spaces are important.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's always welcome, like I said, but if I have my friends being denied at a straight club for wearing a crop top, babe, we have a long way to go.
Exactly.
So, you know, if you're gonna come in the space, just be aware, be respectful, understand, you know, what you're stepping into. You know, read the flyer. Which, you know, girls don't read flyers nowadays.
What time is it at? Baby, read the
flyer.
flyer.
Girl, read the flyer.
I hate that. Who's DJing tonight? The flyer. Anything. What's the weather tomorrow? The flyer.
Yeah.
Everything is there,
What's the
baby.
vibe? The flyer, girl. Like, where's it at? I've had people fully want to put the flyer on there and be like, where's it at? And it's like 5219 Flushing Avenue. It's like
that's when I know, like, our own generation has failed us. I'm like, girl, y'all didn't, like, read a magazine or newspaper once in your life?
not
like,
reading.
No, like,
No,
anything.
Please read flyers. Please read flyers.
Like, and these flyers are really sickening.
And
a
they're
lot
expensive.
of these,
Graphic designers are not cheap. It's like $75. I've heard from when I've done projects. $75 minimum for a poster. And you got to think about, you know, the visuals on the screens. You got to think about all the other artistic elements of the party that you have to get made. It's expensive. So when you don't read the flyer, I'm like, damn, girl.
that shit gets me so
Yes.
mad. Just the what time is it? Hun, 10 too late.
Yeah.
It's on there. Where's it at? This shit is geotagged, baby.
Right, geotag.
Like,
Right.
There's so many different ways to find your answer, doll, and it's all right there.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, like, we're happy to answer, but fuck.
Mm-hmm.
The flyer. That's the answer.
Flyers, lists, all that stuff, y'all. Well, that's another discussion. Lists.
Let's talk about it. See, I'm like, I just started like my hosting journey, but like, yeah, lists are definitely interesting. My thing is like when I let everybody know who's coming, let me know as soon as possible, because it's not for my convenience. It's for the bouncer's convenience. It's for who's putting, you know what I mean? Who's
It's a lot
actually
of
putting
logistics
the
to get
list
it started.
No, yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It's a lot of different, it's a domino effect. It's a lot of different people you have to pass through. It's not just you, hon, but
Yeah.
your experience.
Well, I always want to have a door open for the POCs in a lot of the spaces that I work. You know, like I said, working Horse Meat, you know, it's definitely, you know, a very diverse party, and they're trying to get even more diverse. And so, you know, I don't ever want to hold the list off from people, but also, like, tickets are expensive and lists are also very, you know, it's like you get 10 people, tickets are $100. That's $1,000 in sales that they're losing, that they're giving to me so that my guests are enjoying the party.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, you don't show up, or like you only ever talk to me whenever the party's happening, or it's like you go to the party, you don't buy a drink. It's like, I need you in some way to help me help you.
Yes.
Because it's like, tickets are expensive. And like I said, I hate no-shows. Like, don't be a no-show. Like, if you're not coming, just say it.
Just say it.
Because especially with these big parties, it's like, it's expensive, and you have all these hosts, like $1,000 plus what? 9 other hosts?
Right.
You do the math. So yeah, I don't know. And also lists, you know, it's a lot of pressure too sometimes, because you have the list and it fills up and people are like, can I get on it? Can I get on it? Can I get on it? And you have to be like, sorry, babe, the list is closed. And it's like, I feel so bad doing that, because it's like, I always want people to go, but like, you know.
It's one of those things where it's like, if it were up to me, everybody would be here. But it's like, It's not.
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah.
there has to be rules set in place, dear. Sorry, next time. Or just buy a ticket.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I have my list set up and I have a whole group chat. I'm like, okay, adding this person. Hey guys, you guys are confirmed for Saturday.
I see.
Yeah, just letting you know. If you're not gonna come, let me know.
Exactly. For list, I feel it's like your close circle.
Yes.
At least that's how I handle, like, when I have like 5 list spots. It's like, oh, like my besties group chat. That's them. Down. And then it might be anyone else that like I'm close with that I know outside that might be outside of that group chat or whatnot. Whereas like I feel like that's like, yeah, this is like, it's a very intimate thing.
Yeah,
in a way,
very
but not
intimate.
to be like, not to make it such a big deal and like, you know, to hyperbolize it, but it's like, because I know those people show up.
Yeah, 100%. That is a big deal. Your close circle, and you know, I don't mind having club friends, you know, on the list, but it's just like when you only ever want to be for the list, or when I have an event, you never contribute to the event. Yeah, it kind of can bother you a little bit.
Yeah,
You're like, you know, because I get it, going out for free is fun sometimes, but like, bitch, if you're always doing it, girl, you're gonna buy a drink, you know. Like what I do also is if I get like a drink ticket, I tip the bartender. You know, I at least help them out in some way. It's like, it's a privilege. Going out is a privilege sometimes, and it sounds hilarious to say that, but it really is. And it's such like so many aspects of going out, you know, with, you know, like paying your staff and stuff like that. So like trying to contribute to the party in some way, like keeps the party going, keeps you having those nights out.
It's just like to go and feel like almost like, okay, it's like I should be here, which like, yes, everybody should be here, but it's like, goddamn, like contribute something.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just like basic like home training.
Yeah.
In a way, like, okay, you're covering my, you know, spot. Thank you. Can I get you a drink when I get there? Like little things like that. So I
like
just
tip your servers, tip your queens, tip your go-go boys, tip your bar staff. Just like tip.
Something.
If you're getting like a free drink or something, just tip. If you're for a free ticket, tip somebody. Just it keeps the party going. We're trying to have a good time all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know,
I just want
basic common courtesy.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because it's like, girl, come on now, you know.
Be a lady.
Be a lady.
Be a fucking lady. Like if I'll grab a Red Bull, like a sugar-free Red Bull every single time.
Sugar-free, that's the way to go, bitch. Sugar-free.
Sugar-free Red Bull.
No, who drinks regular Red Bull still?
Only in emergencies.
Emergencies, yeah.
Only in emergencies. Like when I was at Basement, my friend got me one and I noticed it wasn't sugar-free and I was like, I'm not going to be a diva about it. I'll take it. Thank you. But that's the way to go. But even that, like, drink ticket, here's a tip. Like, courtesy. These people aren't here just because they want to and it's their hobby.
It's stressful. With the drunk bitches, some of the straight men sometimes, or some of the white gays that might be a little rude.
Yeah, demon twinks.
Demon twinks, yes. Oh, I've seen it. I've been sitting at the bar sometimes. I see how like crazy people can get at the bar, and you have so many orders, and like I said, mental health is important, and getting yelled at so much is exhausting.
Yeah, and like I could never, and like I don't want to sound like I'm Miss Perfect, but like I could never see myself yelling at anyone. First of all, let alone somebody that's doing something for me.
People are entitled.
That's so whack. Yeah. And that ages people miserably. Like, that is so whack and ugly.
Yeah. Especially when it's like, baby, like, it's a gay club. We don't have many of these. Also, if you're a drunk straight girl, it's like you yelling at a gay bartender. It's like, girl, come on now.
You're going to get your vodka crayon, Heather. Just give him 5 minutes. Like, do you see he's fucking running around? He's not trying to meet his miles for the day behind the bar, sweetie. It's because he's servicing other people. Yeah,
Apple Pay, you got Venmo, all the like these transactions, and it's like receipts, tips. Gotta write this in the pen. You know, you gotta keep up with that. And it's like, and you got orders, 3,000 of them. It's like, yeah, it's a lot.
It's crazy. Julie's saying, I was looking at all the bar staff at $3 bill. Shout out to $3 bill bar staff, and I was like, they're Olympians. Like, this shit is crazy.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, this is too much vodka, or like, it's not enough this and that. It's like, you know, like, and you have 20 other people that want the different drinks, or like, you know, a Manhattan, or, you know, just think of something, any drink, you know. It's just a lot. So bar staff, thank you. You're incredible. You make the place go, you know, round, the world go round. I don't know. Whatever saying that is.
It does.
But
and I don't know why this randomly came to my mind, but I'll ask you it. How do you feel about dark rooms? Because we talked about Basement. We talked about such and such.
Well, I'm a person, you know, I love sexual liberation.
Yay,
I love a good dark room. And I'm just gonna put it out there. Dark rooms are the shit. But like, you know, like Yeah,
God.
it's just fun sometimes to get your juice, you know, you go in a little dark room, you know, pop your puss, you know, it's like a little
so fun,
thingy,
exactly.
you know. But there is some dark room etiquette that should be talked about though, because baby, if you're sitting in the corner, like, you know, a bird watching, you know, it makes it uncomfortable.
That's
or like,
so weird.
yeah, and it's like I always do the whole like eye contact thing, you know, like the simple cruising way of doing dark rooms, because I just don't just go up and grab someone's dick. I'm just like, because like it's, you know, consent really is like a big deal, but and it's just like, if, I don't, you know, I'd rather not be rejected by, you know, grabbing someone and them getting upset at me. I don't want to deal with that in a dark room.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
But just being like eye contact, you say, hey, I say hi, what's your name, and you know, may I, you know, suck your dick. You know,
There's ways to it. I know what you mean. Like for me, like I never, like I don't want to be like, okay, just because we're in a dark room means free for all. No, like maybe just straight up, I'm not somebody's type, which like sad for them, but nonetheless, it's like you still ask and you make sure people are fucking comfortable, because you wouldn't want the same thing done to you. Because we've probably, unfortunately, have had weird shit done to us in clubs, or, you know what I mean?
Especially
like,
go-go dancing. People will touch you.
Talk about that,
like,
please.
They'll smack your ass. I've had straight women smack my ass when I'm like, stop doing that. It actually makes me angry talking about it, because I'm like, just trying to shake my ass and be cute and stuff. And there's some men who were like, hit my ass. I'm like, did you even, girl, at least give me $20.
Exactly.
Like,
you're putting $1 in my thong, hun.
Oh, right, for $1. Yeah, sometimes they'll tip me $1. It's like, for $1. And what blows my mind too is it's like when you have, you know, some women that come to gay clubs and like kind of, you know, touch you. It's like, would you want a man coming in doing the same thing to you at a straight club? And it just blows my mind, like the kind of like hypocrisy. Yeah. So, you know, that's another thing about, you know, the spaces and respecting the spaces, is that I'm like, why are you touching me? Why are you hitting me? Like, you're sucking my ass. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's just a little cringy and not needed and quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's like when you're dancing with your friends, the one guy comes behind and like starts grabbing you, and
oh
it's like,
my
oh no,
God.
I wasn't, like, this wasn't an invitation. I was just backing it up because I'm backing it up. Like, this is not an invitation.
This has happened to you, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Which, like, don't blame him, but like, it's so awkward. And then you have to do like the little thing where like your friend grabs you and you twirl out of it.
Yeah.
The shit is so awkward. I'm like, how did this turn into Dancing with the Stars? I'm like fucking doing like sambaing out of this guy's pelvis, like fucking moment. But yeah,
I love watching those videos of celebrities being grinded on. Have you seen the one with Thames? Where
yes.
she's like, she tries to pick her up, she's like
I love Thames so much.
So
she just
funny.
has her little glasses on. She's just like, just pretty.
Have you seen that Twitter photo? It's like Thames in all photos, and it's like Nala from The Lion King. It's so funny. She's like,
love her.
And it's no lie was told, honey.
No lie was told.
No.
That's exactly the energy, though. It's just like, sir, nice person, I guess, but like we didn't need to do all of that. Like a few weeks ago at what was it? Vocal moment. A few weeks ago at the Rosemont, I was like talking to this one guy. Like I just said hi to him, like at that like little second bar they have further in, like where the floor is, and I'm over on the couches dancing, and he just like beelines his way through the club and like grabs me and is trying to dance with me, and I'm like, whoa, hold on now. Like to like chase me down through that, like, that doesn't make me attracted to you. Like,
it's
that
so
was a little
hot
weird.
asking. When you ask me, you can get it.
Yes.
Like when he comes up, he's like, what's your name? You know, like, like,
you mind if I? And I'm like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, baby. You see, if you ask, bitch, you can get what you want sometimes. That's what I'm saying. You gotta ask sometimes.
Exactly. Like it's a dance physically and like verbally. That makes it high. Like that makes it so high.
Too. It's dances of the words. You know, that's what there's so much fun in having conversations. And that was so poetic. That. But yes,
you're having flashbacks.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah.
That's my thing. Like have a little chat. And I'm like, should we
just let's go. Yeah.
Good time. There's this one
simple communication. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And then most likely, like I'll probably like give you my number, give you my Instagram. Like I would want to continue talking to you. Be like, okay, like that person's really cool. He knows how to dance. He's hot, and you know he practices consent. Crazy concept.
Right. Sexy. Mm-hmm.
Very sexy. Mm-hmm. But we have to hang out soon.
Yeah.
We have to party
I'm down.
soon.
Let's give it. Let's give it.
You like. I'm down. Even if that means I gotta pay a ticket to come see you, I'm down.
Let's go.
I'm down. I won't be the girl on the list asking the day of.
Oh, the worst. I'm like, I always purposely put the flyer weeks in advance, just like see who's gonna ask, and then I do a double check, because like I'm like, if you ask to be my list, just to see who asked before. There's some people who ask, like, well, literally the day of. And I'm like, well, girl, I already sent it in yesterday. I'm a girl that does my stuff on time. So I'll send my shit in days in advance.
Exactly. Are there any spots open left? I don't know. I already sent it in.
I already sent it in, babes.
Sorry, babes. Check the link, though.
But there's also some times, too, where it's like, I do get on lists a lot. But there's some times where I don't mind buying a ticket. Like, if it's my friend's party, I'll buy the ticket.
Same.
I'll buy a drink or something. I'll contribute in some way financially to the party. You know,
Exactly.
it's a privilege sometimes when you have a lot of friends that have these events. And as someone that has, you know, created events and produced them, it is a lot of pressure on yourself to make sure it's successful because you have budgets you have to meet. You have your staff you have to pay. You have to make sure
It's a
things are going
business.
well. You got to make sure the music is good. If attendance is high throughout the entire night, you know. It's so many, like, well, I think it's funny, but like so many, like, logistics and factors
Yeah,
are part
completely.
of creating parties, you know, because it's an experience and it's a production. And, you know, it's a lot of parts that come, you know, into this stuff that people don't realize. So while it's a free ticket or a free drink, you know, in some way, help me out. Help me help you so we can keep having this.
Exactly, because that free spot or free drink probably costed somebody much more than just free, you know?
Yeah.
But we have to hang soon. I appreciate you for finally coming on.
Yes, yeah.
I definitely want you back and, like, maybe, like, a cute panel of, like, all the New York go-go dancers. That would be really hot.
That'd be great. Yeah, let's do it.
Because I would love to talk about that world and such like that.
Yeah, I've seen
never
so many
knows.
people I'd love to have tell you about, you know.
Please.
So let's do it.
Please, if you have anyone that you think would be a perfect fit, let's do it.
I got you.
And then that means I get to see you again, too, so.
Well, and you see me when we go out together. So.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Where can people find you, like, when it comes to events, online, all that?
So, yeah, you can find me at Just Like
That's the
Apollo.
camera, baby.
Yeah, that's my camera.
I'm not gonna. No, I would
you can
never
find
let
me
you. Film.
at Just Like Apollo, JustLikeAPOLLO on Instagram. Typically, I post mostly information on my stories and stuff like that for you to see. Same ad on Twitter as well, but I'm more funnier on Twitter. So yeah,
Twitter's
that's where you
tea.
can find me for now. Yeah.
And where at you host?
Oh yeah. Well, I host a lot of places, but I mean,
Exactly.
Hosted Hush, Q Club, Horseshoe Disco, hosted Lady Fag as well, Spilled Milk. You can find out all those events on my page and the dates for those upcoming as well. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you for
Awesome.
coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see
All right.
y'all
See
next
ya.
week.
Bye.